Alright guys, I'm back with a video game review, and I just put up my Super Nintendo collection, and I picked one of those games to do a video on, and after much debate I went with Super Mario World. Not really a whole lot to say about this game. It's one of the best games of all time. My first Super Nintendo game. I would rent video games on the weekend, so during the rest of the week I would play this constantly, beat it over and over again until I got more of a collection going and some more games. But yeah, this game is just perfect. It's really hard for me to decide which Mario game I like better. I'm a huge fan of Mario 3 and Super Mario World, so it's tough to pick between those two, and then I'd say coming in next would be Mario 64. But yeah, this game was just so awesome. Came with the Super Nintendo. And I'd have to say that Super Nintendo is probably my favorite video game system of all time. It just had so many awesome games on it. It had all the awesome Nintendo games and franchises, and then it also had a ton of awesome third-party companies putting out awesome games. The Mega Mans, the Mega Man X's, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was an awesome game, The Lost Vikings, just tons of really cool games for the Super Nintendo. 64, the third-party support started off strong with Rare, and then by GameCube, it just third-party companies didn't really put games on the Nintendo products, and it just kind of dwindled from that point forward. However, Super Nintendo is probably the console I have the fondest memories of, and just so many awesome games. You can't even count them all. It's just amazing games. So yeah, it's hard to think of some really cool Super Nintendo games and name them all off the top of your head, because there were so many just RPGs. Chrono Trigger, the Final Fantasy games were amazing, Mario RPG, the list goes on and on. So yeah, I figured I'd talk a little bit about Mario World. Now, this game introduced the capes for power-ups, and it had like a really cool world map, I thought. It introduced Yoshi. And one of the cool things about this game was the Star World. I would play through, and you would hear kids, because not everybody was like on the internet. I don't even know if that was like around at the time, but you would hear from friends about this Star World, and then you would get to find it for yourself. It was like a big surprise, like you were accomplishing something by finding this, and something you didn't even know was there. So it was a really cool feeling to discover Star World. And actually beating it was really, really hard. They had these crazy levels, Tubular, Radical, and just ridiculous names. Very 90s. But my least favorite Star World level was the one where you had to come out of the pipe and get a balloon that blew Mario up, and then you had to float through all the like baseball players and football players. That one was so frustrating. I probably slammed a few controllers playing that. But it was so cool the first time you beat Bowser. I'm sure everybody who played Mario World remembers that moment when you finally beat Bowser, and the boss fight itself was just an epic fight. I mean, him appearing out of the shadows and that weird little hovercraft thing. It was just a great time. And it brought me a lot of great memories playing through this series. The ghost houses, the different colored Yoshis with powers. The red one spits fire, the blue one can fly, the yellow one can make the stomp clouds. If you eat a multicolored shell, you get all the powers. So just really cool stuff like that. A lot of secrets to discover, alternate paths through the worlds and levels. So yeah, Mario World is one of the greatest games of all time. And in my opinion, probably right up there with Mario 3. So yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this game because I think it's amazing, and I'll probably review a few of these other Super Nintendo games in the future. But yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and put a I mean, it's not really a review, it's just my thoughts on the game, because I mean, you can't really say anything bad about this one. I'm sure everybody knows it's one of the best games of all time. It's not really, it doesn't need a review. But yeah, I just wanted to put my thoughts out there on this game. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts on it in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.